That is insane. That is so much caffeine. Let's ask ChatGPT. How much caffeine? I'm an avid coffee drinker. I fucking love throwing that glorious bean or nut juice down my throat. A standard 500 milliliters can of Monster Energy typically contains around 160 milligrams of caffeine, however. The caffeine content may vary slightly depending on the specific flavor or variety of the drink. Double espresso, on the other hand, usually contains about 120 to 150 milligrams. Not true. Although this can vary depending on factors such as the type of coffee bean, the brewing method, and the serving size, espresso shots typically range from 60 to 70 milligrams of caffeine per one serving. Yes, that's what I know. While caffeine content in a Monster Energy drink and a double espresso are somewhat similar, the Monster Energy drink usually has slightly more caffeine. Keep in mind that individual tolerance to caffeine varies, and it's essential to be aware of your own limits. Fair enough. How much caffeine can I drink before I should start seeing a medical professional? Powerade the shoe puppy. Ooh. Powerade. I've never heard someone say that about Powerade. The only time I ever have Powerade is like when I go down the spiral of like having diarrhea. Then brew, then it's Energade and Powerade forever. Now I need a strong and sweet like my man. Dude, that's so cute. Dude, that is so cute. I need my coffee fucking bitter as shit so that it can kick me in the balls in the morning to wake me up. I'm not a medical professional, but is this shit really gonna mansplain to me now? I'm not a medical professional, but I can provide you with some general guidelines. The amount of caffeine that is considered safe for most healthy adults is up to 400 milligram per day. Consuming caffeine in a moderate amount typically does not pose any health risks for most individuals. However, individual tolerance for caffeine can vary, and some people may experience side effects at lower amounts. If you experience such symptoms, for example, rapid heart rate, extreme restlessness, nausea, vomiting, tremors, chest pain, dizziness, or confusion after consuming caffeine, it should be an indication of caffeine overdose or sensitivity. I feel like those two are vastly two different things. Like if you're sensitive to it or an overdose, that's something that's yeah. So there is always the however. Yeah, dude, like I'm not a medical professional. However, dude, that's literally how like rumors start on Facebook and our fucking QAnon is still in business. Holy fuck. Damn, dude. In such cases, it is important to seek medical advice. Remember, it's always best to consult with the. Yeah, you just fucking told me shit. So, how many cups of caffeine can I drink per day? And can I drink them all in the span of 5 minutes? Fuck it, let's go. Ian, tell me. Let me know. The number of cups of caffeinated beverages you can safely consume per day depends on the caffeine content in each cup. As mentioned earlier, fuck you. Up to 400 milligrams of caffeine per day is generally considered safe for most healthy adults. For example, a 240 milligram cup of brewed coffee typically contains 80 to 100 milligrams of caffeine. If we take the average of 90 milligram, it would mean that you could safely consume around 4 to 5 cups of coffee per day to stay within the 400 milligram limit. Keep in mind, however, that caffeine content can vary depending on the type of beverage, coffee bean, and brewing method. Drinking all of your daily caffeine allowance within a short period, such as 5 minutes, is not recommended. Well, fuck you, dude, I'll do exactly what I want. Consuming a large amount of caffeine in a short time can lead to side effects such as increased heart rate, restlessness, are you just gonna fucking, or even more severe symptoms as previously, dude, fuck you. It's better to space out your caffeine intake throughout the day to avoid potential negative effects. Additionally, fine. As per your fucking previous message, how sh- I'm just being I'm just being on purpose. How should I space out my caffeine content for the day? Taking into consideration that I go to bed at 9 p.m. Yes, I love you guys. I don't know why I said a heart, because I love you guys and I typed in a heart, dude. I apologize if my previous response was unclear, dude. I'll fight this guy, dude. Oh my word. Or I love that it's like a red heart on the stream. To help you space out your caffeine intake throughout the day, here's a suggested schedule that takes into account your bedtime at 9 p.m. The morning at around 7 to 9 a.m., have your first cup of caffeinated beverage to help you kickstart your day. For the mid morning at around 10 to 11 a.m., if you need a boost, have a second cup of coffee and another caffeinated drink. Oh, or another caffeinated drink, of course, not 2 cups of coffee. After lunch at around 1 to 3 p.m., you can have a third cup of coffee or caffeinated beverage, but try to consume it early in the afternoon to avoid potential sleep disturbances. Late afternoon before 5 p.m., if you still need another boost. I don't even know what a boost is, but I'm sure it sounds like a good time. Avoid consuming caffeine after 5 p.m., as it could interfere with your ability to fall asleep at 9 p.m. Please note, however, that this is just a suggested schedule, and individual preferences and tolerances may vary. You might need to adjust the schedule based on your own caffeine sensitivity and how your body responds. It is essential to listen to your body and to adjust your caffeine consumption accordingly. Also, remember that other factors such as stress, screen time, and exercise habits can impact sleep quality. If you continue to have sleep issues, you should consider consulting a healthcare professional for personalized advice. Dude, fucking hell. Look at my big brain go. This is exactly the voice I imagined for ChatGPT, dude. This is the voice that comes from what's the game? The Stanley Parable. Dude, that game fucking slaps ass, dude. How long should I wait before consuming this lovely beverage? In the morning, when I awaken from my glorious slumber. Let's have a look. There is no specific waiting period for consuming caffeinated beverages after waking up. However, some experts suggest waiting about 1 to 2 hours after waking up before having your first cup of coffee or caffeinated drink. This is because upon waking up, your body naturally produces cortisol, a hormone that helps you feel awake and alert. Consuming caffeine during peak cortisol production could reduce the stimulating effects of caffeine and also lead to developing a tolerance over time. For example, if you typically wake up at 7 a.m., you might consider waiting until around 8 to 9 a.m. to have your first cup of coffee or caffeinated beverage. This can help you maximize the benefits of caffeine of caffeine of caffeine and ensure that you don't become overly reliant on it to feel awake. I'm going to read that last sentence again. This can help you maximize the benefits of caffeine and ensure that you don't become overly reliant on it to feel awake. And I just completely fucked it up again, but that's okay. Of course, individual preferences and routines can vary, and some people might prefer to have their caffeine immediately after waking up. Ultimately, it is essential to find a routine that works best for you and supports your overall well being. I'm curious as to say, lead to developing a tolerance over time. Can this tolerance build up over time that you just mentioned from drinking coffee? First thing in the morning lead to me struggling to wake up in the mornings and make me more grumpy. Let's have let's have a look. Yes, building up a tolerance to caffeine over time can make it less effective in helping you feel awake and alert. This could potentially make waking up in the mornings more difficult and contribute to feelings of grogginess or irritability. When you consume caffeine regularly, your body can become accustomed to its effect, and you may require higher amounts to achieve the same level of alertness or energy. As your tolerances increase, you may also experience withdrawal symptoms such as fatigue, headache, or irritability when caffeine levels in your system decrease. These withdrawal symptoms can make mornings more challenging and lead to a grumpy mood. To manage caffeine tolerance and minimize its impact on your mornings, I highly suggest the following. Consider delaying your first cup of coffee for 1 to 2 hours after waking up. As previously suggested, fuck you, to allow your body's natural cortisol production to help you wake up. Secondly, monitor your daily caffeine intake to try not to exceed the recommended 400 milligram per day for a healthy adult. Thirdly, consider having caffeine free days or reducing your caffeine intake periodically to help reset your body's tolerance. Fourth and lastly, prioritize good sleep hygiene, such as maintaining a constant sleeping schedule, creating comfortable sleep environment, and avoid screen time close to bedtime. This is literally my habit. Not the healthy one, but the unhealthy one. Remember that individual reactions to caffeine can vary, and it is essential to listen to your body and adjust your caffeine consumption accordingly. If you continue to struggle with waking up in the mornings or feel grumpy, please consider consulting a healthcare professional for personalized advice. But this was personalized advice, ChatGPT, but thank you nevertheless. I shall not consult a healthcare professional for personalized advice because this is what you just gave me. Thank you with a smiley face. I shall now fix my typos and then we can continue. You're welcome. I'm glad I could provide you with some helpful information. If you have more questions or need further assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. Remember that while I can provide general information and suggestions, I am an AI language model and not a medical professional. It's always a good idea to consult with a healthcare professional if you have concerns about your health. Have a great day. Passive aggressive smiley face. Just the way I taught you. That's actually very cool. I enjoy this a lot.